Hey guys, so we're going to take a look at a quick sort of micro workflow. So the idea that we'll be going through today is basically looking at how we can start to use released features around tags and custom program templates to both visualize our 3D model and our spreadsheets in a way that helps us to paint a little bit more of a clear picture about the actual metadata that we're associating with the project. So we'll go ahead, we'll get into this. We're looking at our textured view right now. What I actually want to do to start is I'll just turn off our shadows here. And now that we have this all set up, we'll go ahead and we'll switch to view here just to get a clear idea of some of the options we have. So we're in textured color mode right now. We've got a monochromatic, but I'll switch to department mode just to give a little bit more insight here. So department mode is going to have color coding that's just associated to the actual departments within the areas. So if you select one of these here, you'll see that there's a residential tag as the department, and we can specify this and change it as we need. In this case, you'll also see this reflected in your program mode on your programming spreadsheet here. So all this data will be available to you to view at a high level, just get an understanding of the program that makes up the project here. But what we want to do is actually start customizing this and start looking at how we can use our tags to essentially visualize both our model and our data in a way that communicates what we have going on here. So to start, we'll go ahead and we'll just select one of our spaces. We can even jump into a plan here. Let's go to our second floor plan. So we've got a couple of units in here. It looks like we have a hotel and a residential project, so sort of a mixed-use project here. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll start tagging the spaces. So what I mean by that is selecting a space, and if we want to grab all of the one bedrooms and add a specific tag for, let's say, units, I'll go ahead, I'll right click this, we'll say select with all the same label here. So now you'll see we have these other one bedrooms selected. I'm going to go ahead and create a new tag. We're going to call this unit type. I'm going to add a new unit, and we're just going to actually match this to the label. We'll say one bedroom, and we'll give this the yellow color. I'll go ahead and I'll create this. So now we have this selected and created, we can go ahead and choose one bedroom from the dropdown. It's going to associate all these to this specific unit type tag. And what we'll do from here is we'll actually switch this view to a unit type view. So you can see we've created that tag now. We can also convert it to a unit type view, and you'll see that the color coding is now getting applied to the spaces here. So we'll go ahead, do the same thing for studio, select same label, and then we'll go ahead and add a new one for studio. We'll make this one slightly orange. Now we have our studio selected, and then finally we could go ahead and do our two bedroom. So same deal, if we want to select all of in our project, we'll do some tags. Add new, two bedroom, make this one red. And we'll apply this here. We're starting to color code this really easy. Let's go ahead and do this one on the other side as well. We'll go ahead and we'll select all the standard rooms, same label, unit type. We'll give these a cooler blue color. Standard, and let's go ahead and select same label. We'll go ahead, we'll add a new tag here. I'll call this double. So now as this is done, we've got our whole floor plan essentially color coded, assigned to our unit types. And we can go ahead and take a look at what this looks like in our 3D view as well. Once we're in our 3D view, we can see that the model is now nicely color-coded according to the specific unit types that we've assigned to these spaces. If we ever wanted to change something, we could really easily go ahead and change these tabs, change to studio. Now we have all these options as tags here, and you'll see that update back on the side. Once this is done, you'll also still have the ability to change that view type from unit type to department and back and forth. So we can start to visualize the data in several different ways here. But the next thing that we'll do as a next step will be to go ahead and jump into program mode and create a custom template to visualize this data in color-coded way. So we'll go ahead, we'll open program mode here. Program mode, we have all of our data assigned, but we want to visualize based on the unit types that we have. We'll click on the plus button, do a custom program sheet, and right after that we'll be presented with all of the data that makes up our project itself. So in this case, we'll go ahead and we'll start assigning data here. We want to actually view the stories that they're assigned to, and let's go ahead and view the account. And we can go ahead and start grouping these objects. Let's group them by our new tag, unit type. And if we collapse our fields, we can now see all of our unit types are color-coded. If we select these drop-downs here, we can start to visualize all the spaces there, and we can even add subgrouping to this. So let's add subgrouping to make it a little bit easier. Click on Add Group here, and we'll do this by story. So now we have all of our subgroups identified. We can start to see one-bedroom units associated to each specific floor, the story, as well as the count that's associated with those.